Hey everybody, I am Kenya and welcome to my YouTube channel. So I just spent 30 minutes trying to adjust the ISO on this camera to get the lighting just right. And so I definitely need to work on that. But this is the first video of 2026, and for 2026 I plan to post a lot more YouTube shorts, more so outfit of the day types of videos. So I just got finished doing a whole bunch of outfit of the day videos to post, and like I put together a bunch of outfits, and some of the outfits once I put it together was just, it was a no, okay, a hell no, okay. And that actually happens sometimes, which is okay, like whatever. But one thing that I'm interested in as a person who watches and consumes YouTube are the creators who are into more so thrifting, vintage shopping, collecting archive pieces. My favorite videos are people who are into collecting like certain brands, like Rick Owens. Now, so I personally am not like a big Rick Owens like fan or whatever. However, I love when people collect the pieces and they show them. I just love when people are excited to show the things that make them happy. Same thing with chrome hearts. I watch people who collect chrome hearts, and my favorite is the Ralph Lauren collectors, because I too am a Ralph Lauren collector. I used to collect a lot of Ralph Lauren, and then I went through a period where I started getting rid of a lot of my Ralph Lauren, but now I'm thinking of collecting Ralph Lauren again. And so I am definitely a Ralph Lauren collector. I have a lot of, I feel like, Ralph Lauren sweaters for the most part. I want to get more into other areas of Ralph Lauren as well, but I love Ralph Lauren. I sort of get bored of just watching people do hauls. That's just me personally. So I don't really want to bring y'all things that like I get tired of watching, you know. Last week of December I was watching a Fashion Nova haul. Now I'm not above watching a Fashion Nova haul, you know, even though I'm more so interested in, you know, just collecting more things that are of quality nowadays. But anyway, this creator, she comes on the screen and she's like, hey you guys, I got this Fashion Nova haul, look at how I put these outfits together. And when I tell you, it was given Fashion Nova paid me, so here y'all go. Damn, that's what it was giving. And like, I just don't want to watch videos where people are really not passionate about what they are sharing, and I could tell by watching the video, you know. Now if you did a Fashion Nova haul and you were really excited about your pieces, like I'm gonna watch it all the way through. Like, you're just like, yes, look at the way these jeans fit, like you could do a split in them. Like, I'm like, yes girl, yes. Show me the Fashion Nova. And then, you know, there are people who show their pieces and they have a story behind every piece that they show, and sometimes that's just not somebody else's cup of tea. Some people feel like, I just came here to see the fashions, I don't care about your stories. I do. Tell me, where were you when you got this piece? What were you wearing? What was the weather like? Like, I'm sat and I'm listening, because I just love when people are really just excited to share like the things, you know. So that's where I am with it. And you know, while I love to look neat, while I love to look put together, I have other interests. You know, I'm going to be starting graduate school, and I'm also a writer. Like, there's just so many other things that interest me besides, you know, my overall appearance. You know, I'm going to be starting going to the gym again. I haven't been to the gym in about 3 years. I want to start with walking on the treadmill on an incline, then yoga, and then I want to get back into toning, like really getting a six-pack, you know, by summer. And those are the things that I am interested in when it comes to this thing called fashion. And you know, I'm more so interested in the materials that I purchase at the moment, and I'm looking for like a nice suit. That's what I'm into. I want to elevate my style. I'm going to graduate school, you know, I want to look the part, and I was looking for like, you know, waistcoats with the matching pants. Everything is 100% polyester. Everything. I'm talking about the most expensive stores. It's 100% polyester. And my thing is this: if I'm going to pay top dollar for polyester, I'm just going to go on Fashion Nova. It's polyester on Fashion Nova as well. Why would I pay upwards to $200, $300 for a suit that's polyester? Now, I know there is good polyester, there's bad polyester, you know, there's recycled polyester, there's different types of polyester, and it's not all bad. However, I'm still learning about materials. So until I learn which polyesters or which fabrics are good or bad, I'm going to stick to the more natural fibers. And also, one thing, if you are shopping on Fashion Nova and then you click on, it's on the right, product details, so many of those items have a warning. It's harmful for your reproductive system and it's cancer causing. Now, I don't plan to have any other children. However, I'm still not going to put that on my body, you know? And so I'm just wondering, like, how many other companies make clothes that are harmful for our bodies and cause cancer, but there's no warning label on the website? And I believe Fashion Nova is based in California, so there are laws in California where you have to add that disclaimer on the website. And so I don't know, it just makes me feel a little like leery. At least if I go on Fashion Nova and the item doesn't have that warning, I know it's safe to purchase. And so yeah, that's where I am, like, with how I shop and how I buy things. And also, I'm only going to be buying things that are on my wish list, things that I really love. I feel like I waste so much money just impulse shopping. I'm definitely only going to be buying the things that I absolutely love, because I just feel like when I think about it, it's very wasteful when you don't buy the things you love, because you don't end up reaching for those as much. And I just am not interested in doing that anymore. I would rather just spend that extra money on experiences or putting it into my savings account, if you know what I mean. This is the year where, like, we gotta get on our Zoom, okay? And in a previous video, I spoke about how I was, like, literally chronically ill for like 3 to 4 years. I really try not to talk about that, because I just feel like that's the energy of the past. Like, we keep that over there, right? And like, when I would see people, I would try not to mention, like, I don't feel well, because I don't want that to be my personality. Every time you see me, I'm talking about, child, my joints is aching. Like, we don't have time for that, okay? So all right, so this year we're back, okay? We're back to my old ambitious self, the Kenya that is hopeful, the Kenya that wants to do all the things, you know, and get my goals complete, you know? So yeah, that's where we are. 2026, it's going to be a hopeful year. 2026 this is going to be a year of hope, a year of doing all the things I've always wanted to do. And I definitely plan to take a vacation this year. Normally I go in February for my birthday. I'll go away for 2 weeks, but this year I'll be in graduate school, and so I need to be locked in and focused. And when I'm on vacation, I don't want to have to be obligated to thinking about things like work or other obligations. I just want to enjoy my vacation. And so I'll take it after the semester, so that'll be my celebration of finishing my first semester of graduate school. And I had 3 places that I needed to go that was on my bucket list. One was Paris, the other was South Africa, and the third one, you'll see where it is, will be my bucket list trip. I don't do the Klarna and things like that for my trips, because I'll be darned if once I get back from vacation, now I'm gonna have to figure out how to still pay for the vacation that I already took. We don't do that over here, okay? So we'll do that. And maybe I'm thinking maybe that's like the big vacation I want to take, but I also wanted to go to Italy, so maybe I'll do that at the end of the year. We'll see, okay? I just want to say, you only live once. Make sure that you do all the things that you want to do in this lifetime, all right? I say that because my grandmother, when she got up in age, you know, I was out living my life and doing all the things, and she was just so nasty and negative toward me. And I remember my aunt, which is her sister, saying she's just upset because she never did anything with her life, and seeing you do all the things you do is making her bitter. So you don't want to be an older woman and bitter. And I see that a lot on TikTok, where older women will get on the internet and start being rude to younger women. For what? So make sure you live your life so that when you're older, you're not bitter. And my aunt, which is my grandmother's sister, we would sit and talk. And at the time, I was like younger, and I would get like Teen Cosmopolitan magazine, and I'd be looking through it, and my aunt would be like, girl, back in the 50s, we wore this, we wore that. And she would tell me how she would go to Main Street in East Orange, New Jersey, and how it was beautiful, and it had all these beautiful shops. And she would buy, my aunt was a shoe girl, and she would buy shoes that were like $100 in the 50s and the 60s. Now I'm guessing, well, that was most likely a lot of money back then. And she would say, mother, they call their mother. Mother would say, girl, why are you buying those expensive shoes? You don't need those shoes, girl. And she was like, I had to have the shoes to go with the outfits, okay? And she was my inspiration. Like, okay, Aunt Maddie, you were out here living footloose, single, and free. And you know what? That's what I plan to do. And I suggest that any younger woman, if you single, footloose, and free, do it up. Okay? Do it up. And with that being said, I will see you in my next video, where I'm going to be talking about some relationship stuff. Okay? All right. See ya.